All right, hey everyone, here we go. It is Weather for Weather Geeks time. Tuesday evening, it's the 5th day of May. Happy Cinco de Mayo. The day started out with a little bit of frost. I don't think it was all that thick in most of the area, and that's kind of what we talked about last evening, but it got a little bit colder than I thought it would. In fact, we tied a record low this morning. We got down to 30 at the Youngstown Ward Airport at 5:37 a.m. The record that we tied was set back in 2005. Record high on today's date, 1949. Our high today was 59, 7 degrees shy of the record. Now, we had a good-looking sunrise this morning, but clouds won the battle for a fair amount of the day today. Occasionally, we had some intervals of sun, but overall, clouds were the flavor of the day right through the afternoon and into early this evening. There's some breaks of sun here and there. If you notice real quickly, let me back this up. There's actually some virgo being picked up on our time-lapse camera here. Watch. You can see, if you look real carefully, some rain shafts trying to fall out of those clouds. We did have some virgo across the region today, but dew points very, very low, and therefore the precipitation really didn't reach the ground at all in our region. I've gotten a lot of questions lately about the cool weather we've had in April and early May, and how does this possibly relate to summer? Does this mean it's going to be a cool summer? Will it ever warm up? The answer to the second question is yes, it is going to warm up. It always does in the spring and summer. As far as summer temperatures go, cool summer's pretty hard to come by lately. We've had 4 consecutive pretty warm ones, and 2013, 14, and 15 were close to average. 2014, our coldest summer over the last 10 years, but even it was not significantly cooler than average. You have to head back into the early 2000s to find significantly cooler than average summers, including 2009, 2003, 2004, and 2000 as well. So we haven't had a lot of quote-unquote real cool summers, and I kind of suspect this summer, I wouldn't put any money on cool weather, that is for sure, but I kind of suspect it's a little bit closer to average than the last couple of years. In fact, we got a key piece of model data today around the 5th day of each month. The European modeling, this shows the seasonal forecast. This suite of modeling from the European Center breaks things down by month, but also by season. And what I'm showing you here on this map is the June, July, and August temperature anomaly forecast off that model. Now, it's just a model. It doesn't mean it's guaranteed to be right or anything like that. But it does suggest that the warmest anomalies, differences from average, will be from Alaska down through British Columbia, the west coast of the U.S., down into the Rockies and Plains states, into the deep south as well, and around the Great Lakes and Northeast. You don't see a lot of blue on this map, but it would suggest that we won't be as far above average as much of the rest of the country, and we might even be pretty close to average here in our region temperature-wise in the summer season. Now, again, this is just a model. I'll show you my thoughts as far as an actual forecast goes. We get towards the end of May and the start of summer, meteorological summer, by June 1st. All right, we continue to have a little bit of virgo on the radar as of this recording at 6:45 this evening. Most of this not quite reaching the ground, maybe a couple of sprinkles out towards Mansfield up to Cleveland. Eventually, the lower levels of the atmosphere will become a little more saturated. Earlier today, our dew points were in the low 20s. Those dew points have crept up into the low 30s here in the 6 o'clock hour, so the atmosphere is starting to moisten up a little bit. You would never confuse this air mass for a humid air mass. That would be dew points in the 60s and 70s. It is not muggy at all, but the lower levels of the atmosphere are starting to moisten a little bit. Severe weather threat this evening down in parts of the Carolinas, including the threat for some tornadoes, once again around the Charlotte area and points east. A lot of severe weather over the last couple of weeks in the upstate of South Carolina and into the Piedmont of North Carolina as well. In the meantime, a little low pressure system out across Illinois and Indiana continues to pivot south and east, and this is what's going to draw in the higher rain chances as we head through the overnight tonight. This is not going to be anything all that heavy, but a little light rain late tonight and at the start of the day. On Wednesday, I suspect this will taper off by mid-morning. I think we're probably dry by 9 to 10 at the latest on Wednesday. Then, from northwest to southeast, we should actually see the clouds clear out towards the end of the afternoon. Tomorrow should set the stage for a nice sunset. Now, the clearing sky tomorrow night means temperatures will drop pretty easily, and I suspect we're going to have a frosty start to the day on Thursday. So again, bring in those plants, cover them up, take care of them tomorrow night. I suspect the frost chances are higher tomorrow night and Thursday morning than they were last night and this morning, and the frost also has a chance to be a little more impactful, a little thicker. This morning's frost overall in most spots was pretty thin. Now, a little weak front Thursday afternoon might produce a sprinkle or a shower. No big deal. The bigger deal is this system on Friday, and yes, that is blue on the map sneaking into Ohio on Friday. This is going to be a cold rain for most of the day, but I'm not going to be surprised if a few wet snowflakes mix in with this rain at times on Friday. This air mass is very, very impressive coming south Friday and into Saturday. In fact, look at these wind chills Saturday morning, down in the teens. You know, Saturday is what, the 9th of May? We're talking about wind chills in the teens, and the wind's going to be a factor all day Saturday. And temperatures are going to struggle. I mean, really struggle. Wind chills will probably be no better than 30 in the afternoon. And the actual temperature, our forecast is for 41 Saturday. And if this verifies, this would be the coldest maximum temperature for any day in the month of May since 1973. 47 years since we've had a May day as cold as that forecasted high temperature on Saturday. Mother's Day a little bit better, still chilly for the season, but better than 41 anyway for Sunday, and we'll stay below average into the first half of next week. All right, I touched on this a little bit last evening. When we look out at the longer range, the cold peaks this weekend, but still significantly colder than average into the first half of next week. As we get closer to mid-month, right around the 15th, 16th, about 10, 11, 12 days from now, I'm expecting the pattern to start flipping. We'll be closer to average by next Friday. That would be the 16th? And that following weekend and beyond, I'm expecting better things to emerge temperature-wise, and we'll get out of this pattern. Now, does that mean it's going to instantly be 90? No, but we're going to say goodbye to temperature anomalies like this, 20, 25 degrees below average at times. We're not going to see that again once we get through the next 10 days. We got to hunker down and get through this pattern, and then I think you're going to like what we have in store for the second half of the month. That'll do it for me on weather for Weather Geeks tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you back here on Wednesday.